I'm starting to see why younger people don't want to work no more. I'm really starting to see why. At first, I didn't understand it. Maybe I'm just starting to understand it now. And this is the question I want to ask for y'all. Why do the older generation got beef with the younger generation? Because they say that they don't want to work no more. They say they don't have to. And the reason why they say they don't have to is because we have technology out here. They know how to do other things than just working a job. In reality, I can't blame them. There's a lot of things that I didn't know that I'm just learning now. So I just want to know, why do we have an issue with the younger generation saying that? Do you feel like they're disrespecting the older generation? Nah, that's a different story. If they're disrespecting the older generation that paved the way. Because without the older generation, there can't be the younger generation. So, but a lot of things have changed in this world. And it's changing drastically. And a lot of us, we don't want to adapt. We've been living under a rock for so long. I used to live under my rock. I finally started to come from under that rock and start to learn life. And it's becoming fascinating to me. I'm starting to wake up. A lot of us have woken up. And a lot of us are still asleep. So that's what I really want to know. And there's so much things you can do out here. And you have to find a way. And the job markets are collapsing as we speak anyway. So in reality, if they're trying to figure it out and take care of themselves before they get caught up in the program, in the system, why not let them figure it out on their own? Once you get caught up in the system, it's hard for you to escape. That's where they want you. And a lot of people are doing the opposite. So why are people mad at them? People are not God. So why do they want to judge? Why everybody has an opinion on other people's lives like they're perfect? I just want to know. And I'm just asking myself that. I used to be opinionated a lot. I stopped doing it. It wasn't healthy for me, you know? And I'm starting to learn and observe. And I want to know how y'all been feeling like that too. Now, if somebody from the younger generation say that they just don't want to work, that's a different story. Now, you can frown upon that. Like, if you don't want to work, how you going to be successful at whatever you want to do? Even if you don't want to work a job, a lot of people will say that, but they won't execute the plan. Now, if you just talking, then that's different. You can go get a job into the meantime. But if you want to do something different, who am I to judge you? You can be a free spirit. I'm not going to think nothing is wrong with you. None of that. Because at the end of the day, that's your life. And you have to live it how you want to live it. And always try to improve to be better. And I tip my hat off to the younger generation, the young adults. And I see that from everything, though. Even with any job profession. Even with the comedians. Even with anything. It's like the older comedians don't want to give the younger comedians any respect. They feel like they ain't had to get on stage and do what I had to do. That ain't comedy for real. Or at a plant, they don't know what they doing. Give them time to learn. We can't frown upon a younger generation all the time. Give them time to learn. If they try, that's different. But if they're not trying, that's a whole nother story. So I see why. There's so much stuff out there. And then AI is just taking over fast. And then I see a lot of younger people are influencing older people. YouTube was younger generation back then. Now I'm starting to see older people on YouTube. And they starting to have success with their channels. They're getting millions of views. Some of them getting way more views than me. So at the end of the day, like, we need each other. And sometimes you don't know all the answers. And some younger generation people do. So I get it. So there's a difference. So you don't have to critique everything. They had to learn. You was once young before, and you had to get there. And I know sometimes experience does play a part. You can't count that out. Experience does play a part. But if you was already with your head on strong, your head on your shoulder strong when you was younger, then imagine how you're going to be when you get older. It's going to be way different if you always had that instinct when you was younger, that hustle mindset, that want to do better. Because if you don't make sure you're secure out here when you retire from your job and things like that, thinking about your future, it's like you just living backwards. Because a lot of us don't think about our future. And that's the most craziest part. It's like we feel like we don't have time to think about our future because we got to wake up and go to work again. And it's nothing wrong with going to work, but it's like, when do you feel like you done reach your breaking point? And the younger generation are starting to see what the older generation had to go through. You know them stories. When I was your age, I was working 1,000 hours a day. I was only getting paid $1.50 an hour. I had to walk 15 miles to work. I had to do it all in the snow. And then when I got there, I had to do all the jobs. So y'all got it easy. Yeah. It ain't as bad as it was back then. So, with so much stuff that you can do out here, why not? And you can get inspired by the younger generation. Especially the younger ones, the younger adults that have wisdom. So, I understand. And I'm not going to judge this person. Because I was watching a YouTube video the other day. It was about these young adults. They was twins, right? And they got their own junk company business. And it only took $4,000. Now let me know how many of us had $4,000 and we didn't think nothing of it and we just blew it. We do that all the time. We probably so much in debt, we ain't never seen $4,000 in our bank accounts in a long time. Let's keep it real. But they started their own company, and then within the first couple of years, they grossed $2-3 million. Ain't that the way? And that story was inspiring to me. And the reason why I was inspiring, I wish I was like that when I was younger. And I see some people are just now getting their life together in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Because they was always told that you young, this what you're supposed to do. You young, you're supposed to just slack off. And some young people not slacking off. Now some young people are slacking off. We talking about the ones that's entrepreneurs. And I'm starting to see a lot of stories like that. And just think about it. I don't want to be stuck in the same rock no more, you know? And the way that the world is going, I feel like I need to start preparing for my future. Because you're going to start feeling like you wish you had more time. So I get it. And if you say that you never hated on the young generation, none of this type of things, or was bitter towards the young generation, I beg to differ. And you was feeling the type of way because they got it so easy, and it is what it is. Now, them not taking advantage of what's going on while the world is collapsing and the job markets are just collapsing, and it may just be a dead-end job, or you just may get laid off. That's just reality. I done been through a lot of jobs when I was younger. I got hired because they used me. You know, I've been through a lot, so that's why I feel different. If I probably worked at the same job for 15 years, I would probably have a more working mindset, you know. And this is for my entrepreneurs. If you want to be different, you want to do something different, this is for you too. As you get older, you start to realize nobody cares anymore. People don't check on you like they used to. Family don't check on you. And then if you got kids, someone want to put you in a nursing home. And that's sad. They feel like they too busy to even nurture their parents when they got older. But when they were smaller, their parents took all the time to nurture them until they got adults. We see how it is, but you can't take it personal. So that's why I want you to be the best version of you. With so much that's going on, it's hard for you to just be motivated. A lot of us, we're losing motivation, and I can get it. Because it's hard to become motivated in a difficult time like this. It's like something crazy is just happening every day. And a lot of countries from the outside are laughing at our country. They don't respect us. We're supposed to be the land of the free, but we're not feeling like we're free anymore. It feels like the human opinion doesn't even matter. It's like they're trying to program you to see what they want you to see. And they want you to believe everything that they show you. But in reality, you like, I really can't believe what I'm really seeing. And it's just disturbing. But you can't change that. That's here nor there. But what I want to say is that let me know how y'all feel about the younger generation not wanting to work anymore. Why do they feel like it's pointless? They have various reasons. Maybe they feel like the pay is not enough. Do you feel like you're doing anything when you're working, or you feel like you're stuck, you're not getting nowhere? I just want to know how you feel in the comments. A lot of people feel different. Now, some days you might feel like this, and some days you might feel like that, but that's life. We're all human. And that's why I feel like a lot of people are just losing interest. They don't get paid enough to care anymore, and that's sad. And you know why it's sad? It's sad. You shouldn't have to worry about money to care. You should just live without a care. But it seems like everything is evolved around money, the way the country is structured, the way everything is ran. And it's just sad. You wish it could be different, but it's not different. I don't know. And like I told you in my previous video, if we don't get it together in a year, we're just going to be doomed. But I want y'all to just take care of yourselves. And that's my take on this situation. And the last thing I want to say is that as long as the young generation doing something that's constructive and it's keeping them out of trouble, I respect it. I can't blame them. And it's that's how they feel about working, as long as they doing something to make a difference and make things happen, then it's all good. But if you just saying that and you not doing nothing, it's like you discrediting the workers. Everybody can't be entrepreneurs. This world would be unbalanced. That's what they say. You can do whatever you want to do. You just got to have a side hustle. If you want to work and you like working, some people like working. It's rare that I ever seen somebody like that, but it's probably somebody in the world that likes working. As long as they give respect to the older generation and respect the older generation, I see that there can be a difference made and it shouldn't be a problem. But if they're frowning upon the older generation, not giving them credit for the things that they did for them to feel that way, then it's different. That's how I feel. So let me know your take in the comments. Let me know how you feel.